Hi. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Matt Williams. I am the operations manager for GI Family Radio in Grand Island, Nebraska. I oversee day to day radio operations for our stations here in Grand Island that include 97.3 The Wolf, 96.5 Country 96, 103.1 Today FM, Thunder 99.7, AM 1430 KRGI 105.5 FM, 93.3 La Grande, as well as 103.5 The Legend. We also have three radio stations in McCook, Nebraska that I assist with as well. To be completely honest with you, it has been an enormously busy day, and it will be the next couple of days because I am actually talking and recording this after state softball tournament in Hastings because I love Sarah and she's going to owe me for this as it is 10:19 p.m. But always glad to kind of share my story, share with what I do on a kind of a day-to-day basis, and really there is never or hardly ever seems like there is the same kind of day 2 days in a row or even 3 days in a row. I did state softball today in Hastings, which is just down the road from us at the Bill Smith Softball Complex. Did a game this afternoon and then turned around and did a game again tonight. And then when I get done with this, I'm going to go home and sleep for a little bit. And then I'm going to go back tomorrow morning and do another game. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to do a volleyball match in St. Paul. So that's kind of the busy portion of my position is to not only see day-to-day operations of radio stations, but also do sports play-by-play, where I show up, I paint the picture for the listening audience, so they know time, score, what's going on, who has the ball, who's winning the game, and they can listen to the game on the radio. So that's one of the bigger parts of my job is to do lots of traveling. I probably drive anywhere from 14 to 15,000 miles a year. I probably do anywhere from 120 to 140 games a year, whether it's volleyball, softball, football, basketball, American Legion baseball during the summer. That's a big part of my job. Other parts of my job, I do on-air announcing. I have different shifts throughout the day that I do in Grand Island on several different radio stations. Two of them you can see right here on my shirt. This one right here, 103.1 Today FM, I do in the morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And I also juggle a little bit, and I do this one on my other shoulder, my Thunder station. Hold on. There we go. Thunder 99.7, I also do from 6A to 10A in the morning. And then Country 96 over here. This is tricky to do right here. Country 96, I'm on from 10 to 2 every single day. So that's basically trying to be entertaining, play music, whether it's country, top 40 pop music, or if I'm on Thunder, that's active rock station. So during the day, you deal with a lot of different music, whether it's Chainsmokers, BB Rex on one station, then you go over to another, and it's Jake Owen, Alan Jackson, Kenny Chesney, Maren Morris, and then you go from another one to rock, and it's Slipknot, and it's Theory of a Dead Man, Ozzy Osbourne. So I'm on three stations every day, but I also assist in news, weather, sports, severe weather, news reporting, going to press conferences. So it's a lot of different things that I do every single day. Social media, online streaming, podcasting, just a lot of different things that go into it, websites as well. So really day-to-day operation, I'm one that comes in about 8 o'clock, and I am done by about 4 some days. Some days it's a little earlier than that. But I'm also one that has a studio at home, so I can do a lot of recording at home, whether it's on news or severe weather or sports. If I have to do something at home, I literally can take my headset that I wear for games, and I can take this home, and I have a microphone at home, and I can do stuff from home. And it's really cool because you don't have to be at the radio station in order to actually be on the radio. So during the day, I do a lot of my on-air announcing on the different stations that I'm on. Commercials, commercials, commercials. That's the name of the game in radio. You got to have commercial advertising to pay not only my wages, but keep the radio on. If you don't have commercials, you don't have advertisers, you don't have money coming in, you can't keep the electricity bill paid, and you can't keep people paid. So that is also a big thing about radio is you have to have commercial advertising. Otherwise, the radio doesn't stay on. Our bosses are the government. We are owned, locally right here in Grand Island, but we also are a government entity for the Federal Communications Commission. So we have laws that we have to abide by. So that's also another big part of my job is making sure that we are operating correctly and all of the laws that we have to go by on a day-to-day basis or a quarter-by-quarter basis. So making sure all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, that's a big part of my position. One of the other things that I do, I also select new music. So about every week to 10 days, depending on how much I'm traveling for games or how much other things I have going on. I try not to go any more than 2 weeks, but I try to pick out new music all the time. I actually have a spreadsheet of the new songs that I actually have done this week. So I go through top 40, I go through country, and I go through new rock. And so, some of the new songs that we've added, like, for instance, Miranda Lambert has a new song, Settling Down. Michael Ray, Whiskey and Rain on the country side. LoCash has a song that just came out a while ago, but it's starting to get some airplay throughout the country. Beers to catch up on from LoCash. So that's kind of an example where you try to study, try to follow along with a lot of new songs that are released. Artists will release a CD or album, but not all of those songs get released to radio. That's where the record label comes in with the artist, and they say, okay, we want to release just this song to radio. We want them to play this song for a while. We want them to promote this song. We want them to promote the album. And then later on, we'll release another song. So that's kind of how that works. And then that's another part of my job. If you look at, if we were to do rock, some of the new rock songs like 10 Years, Deja Vu came out with a new song. Greta Van Fleet, who sounds a lot like Led Zeppelin. If anybody's familiar with Led Zeppelin, they sound a lot like Led Zeppelin. They have a new song out. Their lead singer is so much fun to watch. My Way Soon, or Five Finger Death Punch, Living the Dream. So they came out with some new songs. Top 40 is probably my favorite, followed by rock. I like Top 40 just because of the computer software that goes into the background of making that kind of music. There's just a lot of different technology that goes into making Top 40 music, and so it really intrigues me on how they mix and how they master Top 40 music and how creative it is. Julia Michaels has a new song called Like This. Dua Lipa teamed up with DaBaby. It's called Levitating. BB Rexa has a brand new song that just came out with Doja Cat. It's called Baby I'm Jealous. So you see how many different formats and how crazy this can get trying to keep this all straight. But it's really a fun part of my job. And when somebody says their job and they say this is work, it's play. It's all play from the word go. So that's kind of there's really no day that is ever the same. But it's definitely challenging and intriguing to juggle several different jobs. Here in this building, we have about 5 people that are on air in this building that do several different jobs, whether it's on air, news, sports, games. We've slowly been bringing people back. Grand Island was one of several communities that was hit pretty hard with COVID-19. So unfortunately, in March, we had to lay some people off, but have slowly started to bring them back here late this summer and into fall. So that's good news for us, but we would love to hopefully in the long run make sure we can bring some other people back. Some notes we need to take care of. Let's see here. Education, training, needing to obtain and maintain your job. I went to Northeast Community College in Norfolk for 2 years, had the time of my life, and learned so much I owe what I do today to Northeast Community College, and I will take that to my grave. My instructor was John Skogstow, and he taught me everything I needed to know. Everything I do, till still to this day, I learned little bits and pieces. I worked with different formats, radio and TV, communications department at Northeast Community College. That's where I went to school for 2 years. I interned here in Grand Island for 3 after school, and then I got offered a full-time job with this group of stations that bought stations out in Scotts Bluff. I moved for 10 years. In that span, met the love of my life. We moved to McCook for a short time, and we found our way here to Grand Island. We've been here for about 6 years. So that's where I went to school. Broadcasting school sure does help, but lots of experience in this industry. That also helps too. If you can get your hands on and learn and hands on, that is the biggest thing to do. Advantages and disadvantages. Advantages, maybe some perks of this job. Concerts are always definitely a big perk. Disadvantages, you do work a lot of hours. And I say work, but you put in a lot of hours. Like today, literally has been from 6 to now 10:29 p.m. So there are long days, but it's rewarding when people come up to you and say, thanks for broadcasting the game. Thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate your coverage. That all makes it really worth it. And especially when the kids, high school kids that you're covering, they always appreciate it too. Opportunities for advancement. I've been lucky enough to, over the years, teach myself a lot of different things. I'm always trying to study and learn different things myself and try to learn from other radio stations or other TV stations or online media. I'm always trying to see, okay, how do I make myself better? And that can help you in the long run if you try to figure it out on your own, and then you can show your employer that, hey, I can do this, hey, I can do that, and you become almost irreplaceable. You also become what is kind of known as a Swiss Army knife if you can do, in this industry, music programming, imaging, scheduling. You can do ball games. You can be on a country station and a rock station and a top 40 station. You can cut the weather here and do this and that, and they almost can't replace you. Hopefully, that's my thought process behind that. Suggested classes to take in high school. Boy, now it's so much different than when I was in high school. We had a video editing in high school, kind of a class, but now it is really sparked with everything that is going online, especially streaming video online. And if your high school does this and you're interested in it, please do it. If you're a Strive school, that is so awesome that you guys can broadcast games over the internet. If you're independent, like if you're doing YouTube stuff, and you're putting the games on YouTube Live or something like that, please do it. And don't be scared to do it. You have to make mistakes. You're going to say, I sound funny. I'm not very good at it. You have to keep doing it. You have to fall down. You have to get back up. Nobody's perfect. Trust me, I make mistakes every day. I say things, I'm like, wait, that didn't come out right. Or I get tongue-tied and it's a mess. And it happens. You have to fall down, but you have to learn to get back up right away. And you have to have a lot of self-confidence. One of the bigger things in this industry is that you have to be able to talk to anyone. And that's probably one of the bigger things that I've learned over the years, that I can go up to anybody and start a conversation. And if it goes badly, or maybe they're not having a good day, or you have to be able to steer a conversation, especially if you're doing interviews in this position. But that's one of the bigger things is that I've learned over the years is that I have to talk to anybody, whether I'm voicing a client, they come in to voice a commercial, or if I'm doing an interview for news or for sports. Suggested volunteer activities to help you prepare for a career area. Probably one of those, like if you volunteer, communication goes back to this, not just into the radio industry, but even if you, have a job, and you communicate with your customers and learn how to be personable with your customers and strike up a conversation, or even if it's just, hey, have a great day, thanks for shopping with us. That ties back into this job where it becomes the communication part of just being a personable person. And that really helps in trying to be as lively as you possibly can. Special advice for those in my career area: hands on, hands on, hands on. If you get your foot in the door, that's awesome. But as much hands on possible as you can get. And if you are a Swiss Army knife, you are valuable. If you can do the news, if you can do country, if you can do rock, if you can do top 40, if you can do classic rock, the more the merrier. And if you can put that all together and show somebody that you are valuable in certain different areas of media, not only in radio, but maybe it's TV or online. Of course, social media world is huge these days, websites. If you can show that you're valuable and that you can do multiple things in the world of just media, mass media, it doesn't just need to be radio. If you can show that, then I think you're set. Hopefully this helps. That was a really fast rundown at now 10:34 p.m. this evening, but I hope this helps you guys. Radio is a lot of fun, and it is an incredible ride once you get in your foot in the door and you find your niche. You find kind of this. It's like an alter ego, but it can be so much fun when you can engage with an audience and then they feed back on it. It's an intriguing job. I get paid to talk, and I love it. I've just done this for 14 years, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks, guys. Hope you learned something today, and have a great rest of your day.